Get your daily news fix with News Source Scrawler's latest edition. February 6, 2025 featuring Get your daily news fix with News Source Scrawler's latest edition. February 6, 2025 featuring crypto, politics, tech and more. Number 1 hit and more. YouTube music charts. Global top songs January 24th to January 30th, 2025. Appétit, Rosé et Bruno Mars. Die with a Smile, Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. Aaj Kiraat, Matrubanti Bakchi, Divya. DTMF Bad Bunny. Spotify Weekly Top Songs Global, spanning from Friday, January 24th to Thursday, January 30th, 2025. DTMF by Bad Bunny. Die with a Smile featuring Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, APT. By Rose and Bruno Mars and Bail Inolvidable by Bad Bunny. Nintendo US Digital Top Sellers starting February 4th, 2025. Hello Kitty Island Adventure, Hogwarts Legacy, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Overcooked. 2 Minecraft Stardew Valley. Steam's hottest games. Global top selling and top played games across Steam. From the top 100 products by revenue list, for Tuesday, January 21st, 2025 to Tuesday, January 28th, 2025. Counter-Strike 2. PUBG Battlegrounds. Red Dead Redemption 2. Marvel Rivals. CISA's cybersecurity alerts and advisories. CISA has issued a fact sheet explaining the embedded backdoor function in the Context CMS 8000 firmware. One more drop in the AI ocean. MAPSU. S1-7B. Anil N. Kott. U represents a pioneering collection of open-source foundation models aimed at music creation, particularly at converting lyrics into entire songs, lyrics to song. It has the ability to produce a full song, extending over several minutes, featuring both an engaging vocal section and an instrumental section. U is adept at representing a wide array of genres, languages, and vocal styles. For an impressive vocal display, be sure to check out the demo page. USPS will now accept all inbound packages from China and Hong Kong. Previously, the U.S. Postal Service had suspended these parcels. Additionally, China has placed Google, NVIDIA, Intel, Calvin Klein parent PVH, and Illumina on its unreliable entity list. Bloomberg also mentions that China is considering an investigation into Apple's App Store fees and practices. Meanwhile, a Panama court is being urged to cancel a Hong Kong firm's canal contract due to a Trump threat. The Panama Canal Authority, however, denies any changes to fee charges following a U.S. claim. Recently, U.S. government vessels have been allowed to sail the Panama Canal without fees, according to the U.S. OpenAI's Sora filmmaking tool encounters opposition in Hollywood. Meta reorganizes its generative AI, Messenger, and Facebook divisions. ByteDance introduces OmniHuman, an AI capable of producing lifelike videos from a solitary photo. Argentina is developing genetically modified polo ponies. Australian researchers have successfully created kangaroo embryos through IVF for the first time. The earliest known evidence of lead pollution has been discovered in ancient Greece. Ampere reveals that streamers will allocate $95 billion to content in 2025, outpacing commercial broadcasters. Reuters is set to embark on a significant expansion in the Middle East. The NMPA initiates a comprehensive takedown of Spotify's podcasts, alleging infringement, and vows to continue until the platform resolves its podcast issues. In the United States, a lawsuit alleges that the University of California has discriminated against white and Asian individuals during Trump's DI crackdown. According to sources, the NFL plans to eliminate end racism messaging from the end zone before the Super Bowl. Additionally, Google has abandoned its diversity hiring objectives, citing Trump's DI directives. In the U.S., SEC plans to reduce its crypto enforcement activities. Taproot Wizard secures $30 million to enhance smart contracts on Bitcoin. White House crypto czar David Sachs emphasizes stablecoin legislation as the top priority, while Senator Bill Hagerty introduces the Genius Act to establish a stablecoin framework. Former Google engineer is charged in the U.S. with allegedly stealing AI secrets for Chinese firms. The EU establishes guidelines to prevent the misuse of AI by employers, websites, and law enforcement. Google retracts its commitment not to employ AI for weapons or surveillance. Apple introduces the Apple Invites app to facilitate party invitations, aiming to generate recurring revenue. Opera Air, a browser specifically crafted for stress management and enhancing focus, has been launched. An internal memo from Meta's CTO indicates that 2025 is a critical year for the company's XR ambitions. Who indicates that the worldwide cancer burden is expanding, highlighting the increasing demand for services. Research suggests that COVID-19 is associated with a rise in biomarkers indicating abnormal brain proteins. Investigations connect marijuana use to enduring changes in the cortex and an increased risk of schizophrenia. Volvo to deploy Wabi self-driving Gen AI to get more autonomous freight trucks on the road in 2025. Adobe claims that 69% admitted signing a contract without knowing all the details, and announces Adobe AI Assistant for overview, summaries, and differences between versions. Google parent Alphabet plans to spend $75 billion this year, as big tech goes all in on AI. Carla Sofia Gaskin reportedly removed from the Amelia Perez Oscars campaign due to the re-emergence of concerning posts. President Biden has joined a Hollywood talent agency that also represents the Obamas. Bandai's live-action Gundam film is set to have a theatrical release. Thailand has reduced electricity supply to regions along the Myanmar border, where scam operations are prevalent, amid increasing pressure from China. China is implementing stricter regulations to oversee the distribution of microdramas. The Chinese box office achieved a record-breaking $1.3 billion during the Lunar New Year, with IMAX also reaching new milestones. Bloomberg states that over 20,000 federal workers have accepted Musk's buyout. Sources indicate the CIA is offering buyouts to its entire workforce to match Trump's priorities. NASA workers were instructed to drop everything, to remove mentions of indigenous people and women from its websites. It has been remarked as Musk demonstrating what real government censorship on social media entails. Zelensky urges Tucker Carlson to cease his admiration for Putin following Carlson's accusation of Zelensky as a dictator. Ukraine accepts Trump's proposal to exchange minerals for military aid. The EU and Moldova reach an agreement on an energy security plan to reduce Moldova's dependence on Russian energy. U.S. Navy tests its powerful laser weapon capable of destroying warships and drones, with an astonishing photo capturing the moment. European Union permits the use of powdered insect larvae in bread and various other foods. Javier Milei commands Argentina's exit from the World Health Organization. Treasury Department confirms Doge's payment data access is limited to read-only. DHS examines TSA's growing facial recognition program due to privacy issues. Trump administration working on an executive order to start the Department of Education's removal. Trump advises Gazans to evacuate, stating the U.S. will assume control and reconstruct the area. He does not exclude the possibility of deploying U.S. troops to aid in rebuilding Gaza and envisions long-term U.S. ownership. Saudi Arabia quickly responds, asserting no diplomatic relations with Israel without the establishment of a Palestinian state. A pro-Trump Arab American organization renames itself, following the president's remarks about Gaza's Riviera. Iran commends the U.S. for reducing foreign aid funding, anticipating a Trump message on nuclear negotiations. Greenland's parliament endorses a prohibition on foreign political donations as Trump pursues the island. Mexico's foreign minister declares that the country will not permit the U.S. to deport Mexicans to Guantanamo. A viral image of Mars' surface featuring a square structure has sparked conspiracy theories. Meanwhile, Musk is planning to send astronauts. Temperatures at the North Pole are 20 degrees Celsius above average, surpassing the ice melting point. Researchers suggest that an ancient asteroid impact created two Grand Canyons on the Moon, with the Moon Grand Canyon forming in less than 10 minutes due to high-speed space rocks, according to a study. Iran is reportedly creating plans for quicker and more basic weapons, according to the U.S. Analysts suggest that the American Iron Dome diminishes nuclear threats, but intensifies the arms race. Reuters indicates that satellite images reveal China constructing a massive fusion research facility, with analysts noting that China is building a colossal laser facility to achieve nearly limitless clean energy. Hugging Face researchers are working on creating an open alternative to OpenAI's advanced deep research tool. OpenAI's deep research has achieved remarkable success by setting new records on the world's most challenging AI exam, leaving ChatGPT o3, Mini and DeepSeek behind. The DeepSeek jailbreak has exposed its entire system prompt. Scientists have identified a third form of magnetism, which could potentially be the missing link in the pursuit of superconductivity. Google anticipates that commercial quantum computing applications will become available within the next 5 years. IBM asserts that it has secured $1 billion in cumulative quantum business. Consuming omega-3 fatty acids daily might aid in maintaining the youthfulness of human organs. Adolescents with a higher intake of ultra-processed foods tend to have lower academic performance. Research indicates that prolonged cannabis use interferes with essential brain functions. NASCAR and Comcast collaborate to grant a point for the Xfinity fastest lap. Cristiano Ronaldo marks his 40th birthday and decides not to retire yet. Americans are anticipated to legally wager approximately $1.4 billion on the Super Bowl. Researchers developed an accessible alternative to OpenAI's O1 reasoning model, named the S1, for a cost of less than $50. According to Nikkei, China's state-supported laboratories offer essential support to U.S.-sanctioned chip manufacturers. It is said that the New York Times has allocated $10.8 million to its ongoing legal dispute with OpenAI. Trump tariffs reportedly surprise consumers with shipping fees from China reaching up to $50. Snap claims that the uncertainty surrounding TikTok has positively impacted its business. Robinhood has stopped the introduction of Super Bowl betting contracts, following a request from the CFTC. Spain plans to reduce the working week to 37.5 hours. Recent research indicates that Gen Z digital natives are eager for in-person events to foster connections and progress in their careers. OpenAI collaborates with the California State University system to integrate AI with 500,000 students and faculty, aiming to enhance higher education in the U.S. through the ChatGPT rollout at California State University. Kazakhstan has made a significant public health decision by banning the sale of energy drinks to minors. In the United States, senators are progressing a bill that would prohibit children under the age of 13 from using social media. Meanwhile, Novo Nordisk remains optimistic despite the potential threat of Trump tariffs, as their sales of the weight loss jab continue to rise. It was reported 6 months ago that the use of drugs for weight loss is increasing among teens, with girls being the most frequent users. 2 years ago, Reuters highlighted that the maker of Wegovy and Ozempic is investing heavily in U.S. obesity doctors. Kaspersky has identified a new Trojan designed to steal cryptocurrency, which is available on both the App Store and Google Play. Meanwhile, Chainalysis has indicated a 35% decrease in ransomware payments year-over-year, with less than half of the recorded incidents resulting in victims making payments. Additionally, a 7-zip zero-day vulnerability was exploited during Russia's ongoing invasion of Ukraine. MicroStrategy has rebranded itself as Strategy, introducing a new logo and emphasizing its Bitcoin-centric identity. OpenAI has launched a new logo featuring an updated color scheme and typeface. Volkswagen is hinting at its upcoming €20,000 electric vehicle, with a show reveal scheduled for March 5th. Apple TV Plus introduces a new K-pop song competition series called Copped, featuring PSY and Megan Thee Stallion. Fox News brings on Lara Trump, the president's daughter-in-law, for a weekend program on the network. Warner Brothers is unexpectedly releasing lesser-known and delightful films on YouTube for free viewing. Germany's MERS cautions that the U.S. has transformed into no longer the America we used to know. According to Axios, Tesla experienced a decline in European sales in January following Musk's political disruptions there. Additionally, Axios notes that a PBS poll reveals significant support among Trump voters, despite the GOP's efforts to defund PBS. Lastly, it is reported that in the U.S., Democrats are receiving numerous calls urging them to fight harder. Wall Street Journal indicates that Trump is contemplating classifying migrants as potential risks for measles and tuberculosis. During Rubio's visit, Guatemala has consented to receive additional deportees, and the U.S. plans to confiscate Venezuelan president's plane located in the Dominican Republic. The Panama Canal Authority refutes allegations of altering fee structures, following a U.S. assertion. The U.S. government claimed that its vessels can navigate the Panama Canal without incurring fees. Elon Musk allegedly faces a significant conflict of interest driving his efforts to dismantle USAID, as the agency invested $1 million in Musk's Starlink terminals over the past year. It has been noted that USAID, perceived as Musk's adversary, was examining Starlink's contracts in Ukraine. 3 days ago, it was reported that Musk claimed Donald Trump concurred with the need to shut down USAID. The White House stated that Musk will manage his own conflicts of interest. A House Democrat introduced a bill named after Musk, which aims to terminate federal contracts for special government employees. Trump issues an executive order titled No Men in Women's Sports, stating that transgender athletes will be barred from the 2028 Olympic Games. The Milei government in Argentina plans to prohibit gender affirmation surgery and hormone treatment for individuals under the age of 18. In the United States, the women's soccer secures a $5 million settlement with the state regarding allegations of abuse. AMD surpassed Intel, achieving a 13.5% increase in data center and AI revenue during the fourth quarter. Apple's M5 chip, designed with AI in mind, has begun mass production. Google adjusted its Super Bowl advertisement after it depicted its AI providing inaccurate information about Gouda cheese. Consuming 1 egg per week is associated with a 29% reduction in the risk of dying from heart disease. Researchers have achieved the goal of depriving cancer cells of nutrients by creating artificial fat cells that absorb the surrounding resources. A study proposes that an ancient section of the brain signals when to cease eating. Honda-Nissan merger faces major challenges as Nissan declines proposal. Toyota Motor experiences nearly 28% decline in third-quarter operating profit, falling short of expectations. Ford shares decline as company predicts slower growth and additional losses for electric vehicle division. Justin Sun, who purchased Sotheby's $6 million banana, initiates legal action against mega-collector David Geffen regarding a $78 million Giacometti sculpture. 4 years ago, Tron's founder Justin Sun had previously donated Giacometti's $78.4 million Lunez to the APIMF Foundation. Meanwhile, the British Council, amid a debt crisis, contemplates selling part of its art collection. Additionally, Knight Frank reports that Dubai's luxury residential market achieved a new milestone in 2024, with 435 home sales, priced at $10 million or more. In Google Ads update, landing pages that mislead users are now ranked lower. Mizuno USA acknowledges a data breach after a ransomware claim was made. Uganda arrests 9 finance officials in connection with a $16.87 million central bank hack. Bangladesh demonstrators set fire to the residence of the former Prime Minister, Sheikh Hasina. Donald Trump Jr. is alleged to have discharged a firearm at a safeguarded rare duck in the Venice Lagoon. Nigel Farage dismisses a query regarding Donald Trump's strategy for Gaza, humorously mentioning casinos, nightlife, very appealing to me. EA anticipates the next Battlefield installment will be available before April 2026. African gaming revenues have reached a new record of $1.8 billion. Marvel refutes claims of using AI for new Fantastic Four posters, which feature extra fingers and duplicate faces. Voldex has acquired a player base of 120 million from Brookhaven, positioning it as the largest developer in Roblox.
Get your daily news fix with News Source Scrawler's latest edition, February 4th, 2025, featuring crypto, politics, tech, and more. Number 1 hit and more. YouTube Music Charts, Global Top Songs January 24th to January 30th, 2025.
APT, Rosé et Bruno Mars.
Die with a Smile, Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars.
AJ Kiraat, Madhubanti Bagchi, Divya.
DTMF, Bad Bunny. Spotify Weekly Top Songs Global, spanning from Friday, January 24th to Thursday, January 30th, 2025. DTMF by Bad Bunny. Die with a Smile featuring Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, APT. By Rose and Bruno Mars, and Bail Inolvidable by Bad Bunny. Nintendo US Digital Top Sellers starting February 4th, 2025. Hello Kitty Island Adventure, Hogwarts Legacy, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Overcooked, 2 Minecraft, Stardew Valley. Steam's hottest games, global top selling and top played games across Steam. From the top 100 products by revenue list, for Tuesday, January 21st, 2025 to Tuesday, January 28th, 2025. Counter-Strike 2, PUBG Battlegrounds, Red Dead Redemption 2, Marvel Rivals. CISA's cybersecurity alerts and advisories. CISA has issued a fact sheet explaining the embedded backdoor function in the Context CMS 8000 firmware. One more drop in the AI ocean. MAPSU S1-7B, Anil N. Kott. U represents a pioneering collection of open-source foundation models aimed at music creation, particularly at converting lyrics into entire songs, lyrics to song. It has the ability to produce a full song, extending over several minutes, featuring both an engaging vocal section and an instrumental section. U is adept at representing a wide array of genres, languages, and vocal styles. For an impressive vocal display, be sure to check out the demo page. Reuters has revealed that Volkswagen has initiated legal action against India to invalidate a substantial $1.4 billion tax claim, as detailed in a legal document. Additionally, in 2023, China experienced a record surge in Atlantic salmon imports, reaching nearly 93,000 tons, which marks a 46% increase compared to the previous year. Furthermore, Beijing has responded to Trump's tariffs by launching an investigation into Google. Super Bowl ads have been noted for foreshadowing the dot-com and crypto bubbles. This year, expect numerous ads promoting AI companies. OpenAI's latest trademark application suggests the development of humanoid robots, smart jewelry, and additional products. The EU has now prohibited AI systems that pose unacceptable risk. Wandering salamanders remain in tree canopies due to their blood-powered toes, which they fill with blood prior to each step. Urban rodent populations increase significantly as the climate warms. According to a study, India has successfully doubled its tiger population over the past decade. Putin believes Trump will discipline the European elite, while Trump suggests he and Putin could achieve something substantial to conclude Russia's conflict in Ukraine. A Hamas official is scheduled to visit Moscow on Monday to meet with the Russian Foreign Ministry, according to RIA. In the United States, the CDC has eliminated gender and equity references from its public health materials. Earth's moon might have once possessed rings similar to those of Saturn, according to a recent study. China is planning its Chang'e 7 mission, which will deploy a flying robot to explore the moon's south pole in search of water. A Chinese spacecraft disintegrated over Los Angeles, and earthquake sensors tracked its trajectory through the atmosphere. Mind blindness explained. Individuals unable to visualize with their mind's eye still engage their visual cortex, according to research. Researchers find cannabis in a completely different plant in Brazil. The grease in polar bears' hair provides their fur with anti-icing characteristics. Bonobos discern human ignorance and attempt to assist. Texas Stock Exchange submits Form 1 registration to function as a national securities exchange. LVMH offloads its stake in Stella McCartney to the founder following a market downturn. Meta's investment in virtual reality and smart glasses is projected to exceed $100 billion. Robotics company Figure AI plans to deliver 100,000 humanoid robots following the success of a fleet order from BMW. Google's X division has launched Heritable Agriculture, a startup utilizing AI to enhance crop productivity. Anthropic asserts that its new AI security technique prevents 95% of jailbreaks and welcomes red teamers to attempt a breach. Trump temporarily halts Mexico tariffs for a month following a deal on border troops. Mexico commits to deploying 10,000 troops to the U.S. border in return for the tariff pause. Earlier, the White House stated that Canada misinterpreted the tariff order as a trade war, while Mexico took it seriously. Panama intends to withdraw from China's Belt and Road Initiative following Senator Rubio's visit to the Panama Canal. Elon Musk mentioned that Donald Trump concurred with the idea of shutting down USAID. Previously, Musk expressed his efforts to dismantle USAID, describing it as beyond repair. Human brain samples were found to have a spoonful of nanoplastics, according to a study. Astronomers are advocating for a worldwide prohibition on space advertising. Climate change is projected to reduce $1.47 trillion in U.S. home values over the next 30 years. Jimmy Carter receives a Grammy posthumously for narrating an audiobook of his Sunday school lessons. During the Grammys 2025 ceremony, Beyoncé secures her inaugural Album of the Year award, while Kendrick Lamar achieves significant victories. Missouri's Chappell Roan is honored with a Grammy for Best New Artist and delivers a speech criticizing record labels. An AI-generated song earns the Beatles their first Grammy 55 years after their disbandment, winning the award for Best Rock Performance. Bitfarms, a Bitcoin miner on Wall Street, has engaged consultants to assess AI and HPC. Utah has decided to establish a state Bitcoin reserve program, following the passage of a bill permitting public funds to invest up to 5% in digital assets. 2 weeks prior, Massachusetts introduced strategic Bitcoin reserve legislation. Additionally, an Arizona Senate committee approved a strategic Bitcoin reserve bill with a 5-2 vote, which would permit a 10% investment of state funds in Bitcoin. El Salvador has taken Bitcoin out of legal tender status to comply with IMF loan requirements. Electric cars captured 96% of Norway's market in January. By producing batteries in Morocco, Chinese EV manufacturers are overcoming Western tariffs. Trump indicates that he desires Ukraine's rare earth elements as a prerequisite for additional support. Trump plans to cut U.S. funding to South Africa over land law. Musk has also criticized the country. South Africa denies confiscating land after Trump threatens to cut off aid. Taiwan says South Africa gives March deadline to move office from Pretoria. GOP pollster says Trump voters tired of being accused of racism. A reboot of Buffy the Vampire Slayer featuring Sarah Michelle Gellar is being developed by an MCU director. Additionally, Netflix has commissioned a reboot of Little House on the Prairie, marking the first time in over 40 years since the original series aired. Meanwhile, U.S. streaming ad revenue is expected to near $17 billion, although competition is intensifying. Trump tariffs target a trade loophole exploited by Chinese online retailers such as Temu and Shein, which rely on a century-old tariff loophole that Trump seeks to eliminate. Trump directs the establishment of a U.S. sovereign wealth fund, suggesting it might purchase TikTok. Trump's memecoin plummets to 75% below its peak following the weekend tariff announcement. China constructs a massive wartime military command center in Beijing. AMD SEVSNP vulnerability enables malicious microcode injection with administrative privileges. Cloudflare introduces one-click content credentials, tracks image authenticity, and maintains creator attribution. Meta indicates potential halt in AI system development, citing risks deemed too high. SoftBank announces joint venture with OpenAI, pledges $3 billion annually for OpenAI's technology. A new bill aimed at significantly reducing anime and other piracy activities in the United States has received support from major companies such as Netflix, Disney, and Sony. Meanwhile, CNN is planning to enhance its presence in the Middle East by establishing a new operation in Media City, Qatar. Additionally, MotoGP and FanCode have reached a 3-year agreement for digital streaming rights in India. Microsoft Paint now includes a Copilot button to access generative AI features. OpenAI has introduced a deep research agent designed for handling multi-step research tasks. Apple criticizes EU app laws following the arrival of the first adult app on iPhones. A new fabric has the ability to increase in temperature by over 50 degrees, providing warmth in extremely cold conditions. Sony Japan has made a commitment to ensuring a stable supply of optical discs following its decision to discontinue recordable Blu-rays. Kakao has revealed a collaboration with OpenAI to incorporate ChatGPT into its latest AI service. Trump decides to temporarily halt tariffs on Canada and Mexico following their commitment to enhance border security, while maintaining tariffs on China. Trudeau reveals a 30-day tariff suspension after speaking with Trump. China imposes 15% tariffs on U.S. coal and LNG in response to Trump's tariffs, targeting U.S. coal, gas, and Google. Bloomberg indicates that car prices could rise by $3,000 as automakers express concern over tariffs. Trump suggests that EU tariffs will be implemented soon, though a solution for the UK is possible. The EU prepares for a trade war, promising firm retaliation against potential Trump tariffs. Financial Times reports as corporate America cozies up to Elon Musk as billionaire deepens ties to Donald Trump. Wall Street Journal reports as Trump hints at curbs on Musk's powers after billionaire shakes up Washington. The Atlantic comments as Elon Musk is president. Doge's access to federal data is an absolute nightmare, legal experts warn, and unions sue to block Musk team's access to Treasury payments. Reportedly, Elon Musk installs a legal server to seize all federal workers' data. Trump-appointed D.C. attorney offers to protect Musk's Doge staff, and Elon Musk is serving as a special government employee, White House says. In the United States, Russian and Uzbek nationals have been charged with a conspiracy to file false voter registration applications, totaling 132 fraudulent submissions. A former British soldier who spied for Iran and successfully escaped from prison has been sentenced to 14 years. The United States plans to withdraw once more from the UN Human Rights Council and cease funding for UNRWA. FBI agents investigating UFOs fear potential exclusion in a possible purge. Rubio declares himself acting director of USAID amid the humanitarian agency's integration into the State Department. RFK Jr. allegedly provided inaccurate information to the U.S. Senate regarding measles deaths, according to Samoa's health chief. Certain migrants detained during Trump's immigration enforcement have been set free within the United States. El Salvador proposes an extraordinary arrangement to accommodate violent individuals from the U.S. and deportees of any nationality. Mexican drug cartels are reportedly plotting assaults on Border Patrol agents using kamikaze drones and other explosive devices in response to the U.S. crackdown.
Get your daily news fix with News Source Scrawler's latest edition, February 2nd, 2025, featuring crypto, politics, tech, and more. Number 1 hit and more. YouTube music charts. Global top songs from January 17th to January 23rd, 2025. APT features Rose and Bruno Mars with Die With a Smile, while Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars also contribute with Die With a Smile. Additionally, AAJ Key Rat is performed by Madhu Banti Bakshi and Divya. DTMF showcases Bad Bunny. Spotify Weekly Top Songs Global, spanning from Friday, January 17th to Thursday, January 23rd, 2025. DTMF by Bad Bunny. Die With a Smile featuring Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. APT by Rose and Bruno Mars, and Bail Inolvidable by Bad Bunny. Nintendo US Digital Top Sellers starting January 27th, 2025. Super Mario Party Jamboree, Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, Overcooked. 2 Minecraft Stardew Valley. Steam's most popular games. Discover the global top-selling and top-played games on Steam. Based on the top 100 products by revenue list, for the period from Tuesday, January 14th, 2025, to Tuesday, January 21st, 2025. PUBG Battlegrounds, Counter-Strike 2, Dynasty Warriors, Origins, Marvel Rivals, Assetto Corsa EVO, Path of Exile 2, Dota 2. CISA's cybersecurity alerts and advisories. CISA and the FBI have issued an advisory detailing how threat actors exploited multiple vulnerabilities in Ivanti cloud service applications. DeepSeek AI's DeepSeek R1, specifically the DeepSeek R1-0 variant, showcases impressive reasoning capabilities through extensive reinforcement learning RL, without initial supervised fine-tuning, SFT. This model matches the performance of OpenAI-1 in areas such as math, code, and reasoning. Additionally, DeepSeek R1 Distill Quin32b surpasses OpenAI-1 Mini in numerous benchmarks, setting new records for dense models. NYSE is requesting SEC authorization to allow stock trading for 22 hours each day. Meta is considering reincorporation in Texas or another state to leave Delaware. Costco has increased the hourly wage for the majority of its store employees to more than $30. In the United States, a significant rise of 20.3% in egg prices is anticipated for the year 2025. Additionally, advertisements for Super Bowl 59 in 2025 are projected to reach an unprecedented cost of $16 million per minute. Furthermore, in the European Union, Temu, Shein, and Amazon are expected to be held responsible for any goods that are deemed unsafe or illegal. Superman estate sues Warner Bros. Discovery, DC Comics to block release in key territories. Fire Aid benefit featured a surprise reunion of surviving members of Nirvana. Jake Gyllenhaal to star in new original film from M. Night Shyamalan and Nicholas Sparks. Solana experienced a 112% increase in stablecoin supply during January, driven by the Trump memecoin craze, according to CC data. Grayscale introduced a fund dedicated to Dogecoin as altcoin adoption accelerates. Tether announced a $13 billion profit for 2024, with increasing prices of Bitcoin and gold playing a role. OpenAI introduces the O3 Mini reasoning model, accompanied by a complementary version of ChatGPT. Meanwhile, Microsoft is establishing a dedicated unit to investigate the effects of AI. Additionally, it has been claimed that using profanity causes Google's AI overviews to malfunction. Early adult deaths are increasing in the U.S., with COVID-19 and drug overdoses being significant contributors. Adolescents' mental health may be influenced by exposure to hot and cold temperatures. The World Health Organization has certified Georgia as free of malaria. Several senior FBI leaders told to leave agency or be fired, people familiar with matter say, and FBI agents who worked on January 6 and Trump investigations are expected to be fired Friday. Elon Musk's Doge wants access to the Treasury's payment systems, claimed in a report, and senior U.S. official to exit after rift with Musk allies over payment system. Federal workers told to remove pronouns from email signatures. North Korean troops are reportedly no longer visible on the front lines in Ukraine, having withdrawn after suffering significant losses, according to Ukrainian officials. Meanwhile, the Institute for the Study of War (ISW) claims that Putin will not conclude the war soon due to his planned slow advances. Additionally, Putin has stated that it is shameful to overlook the Soviet role in liberating Nazi death camps. RFK Jr. promises to cease collecting from a vaccine lawsuit if appointed to the cabinet. As stated in RFK Jr. HHS confirmation, Kennedy says he will give up stake in vaccine lawsuit. A letter supporting RFK Jr. to the Senate lists doctors whose licenses were revoked or suspended. RFK Jr. and Bernie Sanders engage in a heated argument over Big Pharma, with RFK Jr. accusing Sanders of accepting pharmaceutical money during an intense hearing. Tron Ares director assures an industrial sound from Nine Inch Nails. Neil Gaiman's The Sandman will conclude with Season 2 on Netflix. A total of 38 movie sequels and spin-offs are scheduled for release in theaters and on streaming platforms in 2025. In the United States, a distributor of ANOM hardened encrypted devices has been sentenced to 63 months in prison for participating in a racketeering conspiracy. 3 years prior, it was revealed that the FBI's encrypted phone platform had infiltrated hundreds of criminal syndicates, leading to a significant worldwide takedown. Meanwhile, in the Philippines, authorities have arrested 100 suspects during a raid on an online scam farm. Additionally, Tata Technologies has reported that a ransomware attack affected its IT assets, with an investigation currently underway. Panama prepares for potential conflict as Trump's administration hints at a resolution, and a U.S. envoy expresses concerns about China's activities near the Panama Canal. The Kremlin confirms that BRICS is not considering a new currency following Trump's warning of imposing 100% tariffs. Canada declares its backing for workers and businesses in response to Trump's tariff threats. India's exports reached a record $778.21 billion in FY 2023-24. In the upcoming annual budget, Prime Minister Modi may address the economic slowdown and potential trade issues. The budget is expected to include middle-class tax relief to boost growth and aim for a narrower budget gap. A study indicates that Trump tariffs will result in U.S. households paying an additional $830 annually. Research suggests that ancient Roman rule still influences personality and well-being in Germany. The Guardian states that Britain is evidently unable to thrive without immigration, and now the Labour Party must persuade the electorate. An Italian court halts the expulsion of asylum seekers, contesting Meloni's migrant agreement with Albania. The German parliament dismisses an opposition migration bill supported by the far-right AfD. Netanyahu travels to Washington to confer with Trump, aiming to reshape the Middle East. Wall Street Journal remarks that Hamas orchestrates hostage releases into a degrading display for Israel. Hasbara, pro-Israel social media bot, malfunctions, labeling IDF soldiers as white colonizers in apartheid Israel. The Taliban lack the legal authority to access the Afghan fund, which amounts to billions of dollars, according to a U.S. watchdog. Syria's newly appointed interim president embarks on his inaugural foreign visit to Saudi Arabia. Kyrgyzstan, a country with a Muslim majority, has imposed a ban on the niqab. U.S. lawmakers suggest reducing Nvidia's chip supply to China after the DeepSeek incident. Singapore advises U.S. companies to adhere to export controls amid questions about DeepSeek's acquisition of Nvidia chips from Singapore-based firms. Sam Altman indicates that OpenAI will adopt two new AI strategies, one from DeepSeek and another from Meta, and he criticizes OpenAI for being on the wrong side of history, advocating for a new open-source policy. ASML CEO views DeepSeek as positive news for semiconductor manufacturers. In the U.S., the deadly Eaton and Palisades fires have been completely contained after 24 days. In Australia's northeast, one person has died and thousands have been advised to evacuate due to flooding. Preliminary NTSB data indicates that pilots attempted to raise the nose of a passenger jet within seconds of a deadly DC helicopter collision. Additionally, a soldier has been identified in the DC plane crash, with data suggesting the helicopter might have been too high. India plans to generate 100 gigawatts of nuclear energy by 2047 to support its energy transition, according to the government. Scientists at NIST have created a highly precise method for measuring temperature, using large Rydberg atoms. A UK scientist has received an award for an invention that might prevent a catastrophic event, known as phosphogeddon. Wandering salamanders remain in tree canopies due to their blood-powered toes, which they fill with blood prior to each step. Urban rodent populations increase significantly as the climate warms, according to a study. India has successfully doubled its tiger population over the past decade. Polar bear population declining due to extended energy deficit, caused by food scarcity. Arctic groundwater is releasing more carbon into the ocean than previously estimated. Trinity College research indicates that human sheep herding has been practiced for 11,000 years. Trump has signed 3 executive orders, introducing a 25% tariff on imports from Canada and Mexico, and a 10% tariff on imports from China. China criticizes Trump's tariff decision, stating, "Fentanyl is America's problem." According to Bloomberg, Trump's tariffs aim to address a loophole exploited by Chinese online retailers. Canada plans to impose retaliatory tariffs of 25% on $155 billion worth of U.S. goods in 2 stages, while Mexico has promised to retaliate against Trump's tariffs, but has not specified the targets. Lawsuit alleges that the systems responsible for the OPM government-wide email blast are both unlawful and lack security. Elon Musk's team has now gained access to the Treasury's payment system. Musk asserts that Doge discovered Treasury-approved payments to fraudulent or terrorist groups. Senator Wyden requests explanations after a report revealed Musk personnel attempting to access highly sensitive U.S. Treasury payment system. The Wall Street Journal criticizes Trump's tariff plans, labeling them as the dumbest trade war in history. UK enacts legislation to make AI-generated child abuse images illegal. In the U.S., a fatal border shootout results in 6 deaths and involves a group of experts in AI and transgenderism, with members of this AI fringe group apprehended for 2 murders. Gmail acknowledges AI hacking and alerts its 2.5 billion users. Japan intends to limit exports of semiconductors and quantum computing technology. Meanwhile, Trump plans to impose tariffs on chips produced in Taiwan, specifically targeting TSMC. In response to this threat, Taiwan has indicated it might support its industrial sector. Just 5 days ago, Taiwan asserted that its chip business is mutually beneficial following Trump's tariff warning. Additionally, China cautioned Japan that restricting chip exports could jeopardize supply chains. Grayscale introduces a fund specifically centered on Dogecoin amid increasing altcoin adoption. Coinbase purchases the ads platform Spindle to address the issue of on-chain discovery. Swiss financial institution UBS evaluates blockchain technology for digital gold investments utilizing ZKSYNC. NTSB compels journalists to receive plane crash information via X. The Pentagon ousted NBC, NPR, NYT, and Politico from their offices, intending to replace them with Breitbart and One America News. In the United States, agencies are instructed to clear federal government websites of diversity-related material. Meta has restricted news access in Canada, leading to an increase in scam advertisements. Elon Musk's X is initiating legal action against additional advertisers due to an ad boycott. OpenAI is utilizing the r/ChangeMyView subreddit to evaluate AI persuasion abilities. ML Commons and Hugging Face collaborate to unveil a large speech dataset for AI research. The DeepSeek app maintains the highest global position in downloads, with significant contributions from India. According to reports, ChatGPT subscribers have almost increased to 15.5 million in 2024. A 3D map, the oldest in the world, was found in a Paleolithic cave near Paris, dating back to 18,000 BCE. Apple has reportedly ceased development on augmented reality glasses designed to connect with Macs. Israeli startups are said to be expanding their global reach following their significant involvement in the war. Former senior advisor to the Federal Reserve faces indictment for economic espionage. The FDA and CISA issue a warning about a backdoor vulnerability in a widely used patient monitor by U.S. hospitals. Polish authorities have taken into custody